Have you ever found yourself in a meeting room surrounded by charts, graphs, and piles of paperwork, meticulously planning every detail of a project, or at least done similar in your head in regards to other ventures you plan to undertake? It's a familiar scene in many organizations. Planning gives us a sense of control and direction. But here's a thought-provoking question. Are we spending too much time planning at the most tactical maneuvers and not enough time strategizing? A comprehensive plan, filled with goals, initiatives, and budgets feels comforting. It's like having a detailed map before embarking on a journey. But starting with a plan might actually be the wrong approach, at least the wrong first step when one strives to actually operate within effective strategies. This concept called planning has existed for ages. People have always planned their activities. Later then, a discipline known as strategy emerged. Combining these two words gives us strategic planning. However, as well as strategy and tactics, as you can see in Digital Battlefields Tour's great take on it, strategy and planning are not the same. Simply merging them into strategic planning is ineffective and at best comfortably misleading. Most strategic planning in businesses isn't truly about strategy. It uses a term but doesn't embody it. It's often just a list of actions the company plans to take. For instance, improving customer experience, opening new facilities, or starting new development programs. These actions might sound good, but without a strategy, they won't achieve the desired, or at least not potential results, achievable through synergistic compiled effects. So what is a strategy? Per definition, an integrative set of choices that positions you on a playing field of your choice in a way which ensures that you win. When we dive straight into planning, we often fall into common traps. We get bogged down by details and lose sight of the bigger picture. We become confined within the boundaries of our current knowledge and comfort zones, as well as current things we may have to act and counteract on, or at least feel so. Hit the subscribe button to learn more about this in our take on the 5th generation of warfare. A strategy is a cohesive set of choices that positions you in your chosen market to win. Strategy involves a theory. It explains why you should be in one market over another and how you will outperform others in that market. This theory has to be coherent and actionable to form a great strategy. Planning doesn't require such coherence. Typically, it reflects the desires of different departments, like manufacturing wanting a new plant or marketing launching a new brand. These lists lack internal coherence and a unified goal for the company. Developing a true strategy requires us to step outside our organization's comfort zone. It's about envisioning the future and understanding the external environment, and then setting clear and ambitious goals. Only then we can ask the crucial how questions, which lead to effective planning of single tactical maneuvers, operations, and campaigns. Again, see the difference between strategy and tactics. Why then do leaders focus so much on planning? Because planning is comforting, because it deals with controllable resources. Planning is simpler. Building a factory or hiring staff is straightforward, or launching a product, all these things are within your control. You decide the resources to allocate, making these actions more comfortable. Strategy, on the other hand, aims for a competitive outcome, which depends on customer behavior. You can't control customers. They decide if your product is worth buying. Disney. This uncertainty makes strategy challenging. It requires a leap of faith, believing in your theory without guaranteed proof. Convincing customers to prefer your product over competitors is way tougher. While you are planning, competitors might be strategizing to win. Give an example, let's take the early years of Netflix up until the 2010s. Netflix was founded in 1997 by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph to combat late fees for video rentals. The company didn't turn a profit until 2003, earning $6.5 million on revenues of $272. By 2005, business was booming. Netflix was shipping out 1 million DVDs daily. Netflix saw rapid growth until 2011, when CEO Hastings decided to split user subscriptions into two separate categories at a high price: DVD rentals and unlimited streaming services. The company lost over 800,000 subscribers and its stock value dropped by 77% in only 4 months. Although Hastings' decision is now praised as a smart business move, at the time he and his company's reputations suffered greatly. Whatever happened to Fortune's Business Person of the Year, asked Wedbush research analyst Michael Pachter, referring to one of the many awards Hastings had received the year prior. Whatever happened to the guy who was invited to the boards at Facebook and Microsoft? What happened to that guy? Do you think Facebook would have invited him to their board now? Critics even nicknamed him Greed Hastings. Then on September 1st, 2011, Starz announced that it would pull its movies from Netflix, sending the company into further crisis. To make matters even worse, Hastings decided to unveil Quickster, a DVD-only service that only lasted 3 weeks, and that a month earlier than he had originally planned. The new service was introduced in a confusing, low-quality YouTube video that was later turned into a scathing Saturday Night Live skit. Yet, over the year, despite massive losses, Netflix was able to bounce back and improve its revenue 47%. One of the company's smartest moves was introducing Netflix original movies and TV shows, first launching House of Cards in 2013 to much success. As of January 2018, Netflix had 120 million subscribers worldwide and generated over $12 billion in annual revenue. Boldness and anticipation of customers' changing demands or flaws when looking back at the start often makes the difference between existence and excellence. First, we need to establish our goals. What do we want to achieve? Usually that is quite easy, that people buy our products and services rather than the competition's. These goals should be bold and forward-thinking, pushing us to reach new heights. Like, momentarily we scramble around 0.x market share, how can we reach that in 5 years? This has climbed to a certain degree, while keeping our profit margin stable and overall growing ideally exponentially. Next, we need to become keenly aware of our environment. This means understanding market trends, recognizing opportunities and threats, and being aware of our own strengths and weaknesses. To illustrate this, we want to stress this future environmental factor slide, as well as keeping a SWOT, as well as a BCG metric of the company and its portfolio up to date, which ideally should be proofread by at least 2 pairs of external eyes in a paper defense, for example at least quarterly. Once we have our goals and understand our environment, we can begin to formulate and then implement strategies. This is where the real magic happens. Strategies are dynamic and adaptable, guiding us toward our goals even as circumstances change. For our beginning, we recommend you our series on the military decision-making process, which will later be complemented by a regarding planning series. A holistic perspective is crucial. Instead of isolated plans, we need an integrated approach where every action aligns with our strategic goals. One effective tool for this is the backcasting method. Backcasting starts with envisioning a successful future outcome. From there, we work backward to identify the steps needed to reach that outcome. This method ensures that our strategies are directly tied to our ultimate goals. With our strategies in place, we can now derive specific action plans. These plans are no longer just theoretical, they are practical steps rooted in a well-thought-out strategy. Remember, a strategy has to be coherent and doable. Keep your strategy simple, ideally on 1 page. State your market, winning approach, necessary capabilities and management systems. Explain why the strategy will achieve your goals. By monitoring and adjusting, you increase your chances of success. While planning feels safer, it's a path to losing. Strategy, despite its challenges, offers the best chance to win. So the next time you find yourself driving headfirst into detailed planning of your next campaign or immediate step, take a step back. Remember, effective strategy begins with setting clear goals, understanding your environment, and then developing adaptable strategies which ideally underlie each action, at least each public one. Plans will naturally follow when objectives are clear, guiding you towards success. Maybe install a failsafe, as in one when is planning with 3 companies as maneuver elements have such an adaptive tactical approach, 2 still could achieve the objective if need be. Well then, how to avoid the planning trap? To put it plainly, as some say in the military, embrace the sack. In this case, you have to embrace the angst. It's 100% security is an utopia, and perfectionism all too often leads to nothing moving forward. So rather orient on some indicators and weighing factors values of desired outcomes you want. Always check your risk metrics and potential causalities. Ideally orient on proven tools, as we will introduce in our closing remarks. Learn to trust yourself and gather good advisors to keep you in check and provide complementary perspectives to your leadership teams. And to not be guilty of misleading advertising in reference to the thumbnail, you better believe we will be looking at different projects and promises of Mr. Elon Musk in the future. For this short example, yet we want to give you the example of their operations flagships. As for example, Tesla had interesting aspirations, coining the idiot index of how much does the raw material cost and how much do we pay for a finished component made of it. The company has many not too charming developments and modus operandi, while Mr. Bezos easily can afford to lose money with his shipping business, as with Amazon Web Services he managed to consolidate a giant portion of hosting, including for the biggest US state agencies. So While Amazon delivery might be unprofitable, he managed to establish a logistics centers and general supply chain network around the world, which one might say is invaluable by itself. While Mr. Musk seems to follow ideas and establish projects, Mr. Bezos is in the process of building physical as well as electronic infrastructure while ever gaining better understanding of customers' demands and habits. Think strategically, plan effectively. Embrace the holistic perspective and you will find that your efforts lead to real, meaningful progress. The backcasting method, where one as stated formulates his goals for, in example, 5 years, and from there plans backwards, which goals have to and can be achieved in regarding time slots, ultimately coming to the concrete plan of action, what to do from one's current position. For weighing decisions as well as formulating plans, we would like to recommend you our latest series on the military decision-making process, which features business examples to each of the 7 steps, as well as touches on our coming series why you should become a wargamer, as for example the US Simulations Directorate has observed that such can come up with complex plans of actions significantly faster than those who do not enjoy such forked experiments or pastime hobbies. Like and subscribe to learn more about how you can learn how to utilize this all for your personal as well as professional daily life to achieve your goals more efficiently. Thank you for your attention. This concludes my elaborations.